Guy here. Welcome back to another live show. Temperature is quite decent today, so I'm going to do a walk. I'm going to be doing some more studio shows and some live grilling shows for the holiday weekend. Bunch of grilling content, heavy food oriented content. So yeah, and actually several viewers, and I'm gonna have to look back at my list, but several viewers commented about the lack of seafood videos, cooking shrimp, grilling shrimp, grilling yellowfin tuna. Where are all your cooking videos with seafood? So I'm gonna have a lot of seafood cooking videos coming soon, because seafood is a very healthy dish, and it's something that's easy to prepare, and it's high in protein, and often a lot healthier than steaks and burgers. And I love steaks and burgers, don't get me wrong, but I need to diversify the cooking video portfolio. So thank you for that question, because that's that was a gross oversight on my behalf. Not featuring enough fish, not sharing enough shrimp. I've got to step it up, man. Got to step it up. Make sure these cooking videos are covering a wide array of cuisine. And we're gonna do vegetables too, because you don't just meats and seafood's great, but you got to have your sides. And the focus will be meals that satisfy, but meals that are somewhat healthy. Obviously I work out every day and try to make myself less fat, but with that being said, I'm not going to refuse to eat a ton of good food. So just something to be aware of there. Yep. So I've got those videos coming: shrimp, fish. Obviously got some more drone videos coming. Diving into the Apple Silicon Macs even more. My latest edition being the 2021 iMac M1, the Apple Silicon iMac, and going to be putting it through its paces with some performance testing and answer questions that several of y'all have had. That's super important to be able to respond and everything I can. If I can respond face on video or with a video, doesn't necessarily have to be face on video, but I always like to do that, because that provides value for y'all, and it helps me to expand my portfolio of videos. And this Hire Skies Adventure channel, everything can be an adventure. So anything that you ask, I will try to respond ASAP, because again, independent YouTube channel, without your viewership, without your suggestions, this isn't a channel that can continue to grow. Right now I'm only at right around 82,000 subscribers. I think around 58 million video views. So that's not a lot. There's a lot of larger YouTube channels out there. So got to hustle, man. Got to get this through 100,000 subscribers ASAP. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and ring that bell icon, and that notifies you when I post a new video. So if you ring the bell, then anytime another a fresh video comes up, you'll be notified. So that's just an extra step to take, and encourage all of your friends, encourage all of your family, encourage people you may not even really know that well. Just say, hey man, subscribe to youtube.com/IRIX guy. He's an independent YouTuber. He's trying to get through 100,000 subscribers ASAP. He really needs your support, and that's deeply appreciated. So with that being said, yep, I got a bunch of new cooking videos coming, primarily grilling. Grilling is Chef IRIX guy's strong suit. He's gonna be doing a lot of grilling videos, throughout the holiday weekend. Any questions you may have, maybe you're preparing what you want to be the perfect holiday weekend feast. And maybe you have some questions. How do you marinate your meat? How do you grill your meat? Do you use wood chips? If so, how? And what type of wood? Do you use hickory, applewood, mesquite? There's a lot of recommendations I can provide based upon the type of meat and or vegetables that you're grilling, because different types of wood impart different types of flavor profiles within the meat. So typically if I'm grilling chicken, I'm going to use mesquite. Mesquite's really good, but there is nothing wrong with using hickory for chicken. I use hickory a lot. A hickory is going to be a more noticeable flavor profile than mesquite, but mesquite is really good for chicken. I don't think I would use mesquite for steak. Again, just personal preference. So, yeah, we're going to have a lot of videos coming, tons of recipes. So, let's see, there's a question that one of y'all had. Oh, it was about had another question about the Schwinn IC4. The Schwinn IC4, the magnetic resistance exercise bike that I use. And somebody had asked, like, how do you adjust the seat? And well, there's several adjustments. You can make it go forward, you can make it go backwards, you can make it go up or down, or you can get a wrench or a socket set and loosen the seat, tilt it up, tilt it down, whatever you might prefer. If you don't like the seat, you can, most any bicycle seat will probably work. It's a pretty standardized type seat design. So if you wanted one that, maybe a little bit firmer, maybe a little bit softer, maybe wider, maybe more narrow, being able to modify or replace rather the Schwinn IC4 seat is something that that you may want to do. I like the seat that came with it. I personally find it to be the perfect balance between firmness and softness. And I've been riding bikes, and I stopped riding bikes a few years ago because I got hit by a van that was texting while driving. And with that being the case, I got my fear of the roadways, and it's texting while driving is a dangerous trend, and it's only getting worse. So with that being the case, I do all my cycling indoors now. It just doesn't make sense as expensive rather as bicycles have become. It doesn't make sense to invest in a nice bike and only ride it on on trails and that sort of stuff, because it's a lot of money. And the problem is now, Lieutenant H, morning Irix. Hey, Lieutenant H, always good to have you, man. I enjoy all your comments. Very active subscriber, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being a subscriber to the channel. But yeah, the bikes, man. I mean, they're just so expensive now. And if you get one that's not on the higher, there's a bolt right there, man. That'd flatten somebody's tire. Look at that. I'll get rid of that. I'm gonna take it to a safe place. But what am I trying to say? The bikes that aren't that expensive, they're poor quality. They got poor quality components. And what was poor quality in the past was actually good quality. Nowadays, I'm just going to kind of tuck this right around in there so it doesn't disturb any cars. And then, nowadays you get a even mid-tier price point bike. You've got components on it that are low quality, meaning that, you're pedaling, you're standing up, you hear a pop and your chain slips off. Lieutenant H, there's no in between really, just expensive and good or cheap and bad. Yeah, I mean, there's really not. And, especially now, if, since I don't do biking on the road because of the texting while driving, if I'm going to buy a nice bike, that's not something that I would only have to ride when I transport it to a trail where there weren't cars. Because now I've invested all this money into something that I've got to invest the additional time and effort to drive to and from the trails. And it's expensive. It's an expensive proposition. That's why I like the indoor Schwinn IC4 exercise bike. Now, again, I love, outdoor workouts. I think that, getting that vitamin D or that vitamin D, whatever you want to call it, is super important. And, if a car hits you texting while driving and you're riding your Schwinn IC4 bike indoors, they were extremely distracted in most situations. So at least I have a reasonable degree of confidence that I probably won't be hit by a car while I'm riding my Schwinn IC4 exercise bike indoors. The other thing I like about it is that, unlike a traditional road bike or mountain bike, it doesn't have the belt. I mean, it doesn't have the chain. Chain gets greasy, chain makes noise. It's just a hassle, make the inside of your, house dirty or whatever. Schwinn IC4 is belt driven, very quiet, very smooth. I've yet to have a situation where my belt slipped on the bike, trying to plummet me over the handlebars of my Schwinn IC4. So there's a lot of good things about it. I mean, the price, yeah, it's kind of expensive. Lieutenant H says, yeah, my chain always gets messed up. Yeah, it's just, biking now, I mean, heck, you can't even go out and buy a dishwasher. It's going to last longer than 6 months, let alone a bicycle. And if you do, you've invested so many thousands of dollars in it. It's like, whoa. And that's the other thing. I mean, unless you're, multi-millionaire and can afford to have multiple hobbies, it just doesn't make financial sense, So, and I know a lot of people, that's all they do is ride bikes. They don't enjoy other hobbies, which is fine. But again, if it wasn't for the texting while driving issue, I would still ride road bikes. One of the best workouts you'll ever get for cardio, just overall, relaxation. It's just a great workout. But unfortunately, I don't share the roadways anymore, man. It is kind of crazy. But yeah, so cycling, man, keep it indoors. I hate to say that. Now, if you're at a resort town and you rent one of those, old school bicycles that doesn't even have gears on it, you can do that. I agree, biking is amazing without bad drivers. Yeah, it really is, man. Just a great workout. See, I'm walking now because, otherwise, I mean, normally I'd be riding a bike, but because of that texting while driving, I just walk. So, it's still better than, let's put it this way, I've got to be in motion at least 12 or 13 hours a day. If I'm not in motion, if I'm just sitting there, number one, I start feeling healthy. And number two, I become stir crazy. So, fitness, even if it's just a good brisk walk, is important. And that's, the next thing is joining the gym again for free weights and machines, because what's really happened with this, just because everything closing down and all that, I mean, dude, if you're like me, if you're used to working out every day, I do back and biceps one day, chest and shoulders and necks and abs every day. If you get in that routine and then something happened in 2020, and then you don't even have the option to go to the brick and mortar gym because they've closed for a few months, I mean, take a few days off. Take a few days off the gym, that's bad enough. Take a few months, it's like starting all over again. So when I go back, it's going to be a fresh start at the gym, which is fine. I'm not a lazy dude, man. I got to keep the momentum going. But when that momentum gets stalled, that's when you got a problem. Lieutenant H says, yeah, I did a couple hours a day at the gym before COVID. No doubt. Some of the best time, man. Get in there, get your strength training, get your cardio, or if you don't, if it's good weather out, maybe do your strength training in the gym and do your cardio outside. Go for a walk, go for a jog, go for a bike ride in a safe location. So, yeah, but I mean, getting back into that, man, it's going to be like starting over, after an extended break from lifting weights. And that's the thing, man. I mean, a lot of people assume, oh, well, all you have to do is cardio. And there's a lot of people, that's all they do, which is fine. But, and every body type's different. But what I found with doing cardio only is that, yeah, you can maintain whatever size waistline you want to, but the addition of strength training, the fact of the matter is, and I'm not a physical, personal trainer or anything like that, or a doctor or nothing like that, but what I found, at least for me, is that if I do just cardio, yeah, I mean, I can stay less fat. But when I do cardio with strength training, well, number one, I noticed the tone, the definition. And number two, I noticed an enhanced rate of weight loss, meaning that, the fact that I'm doing cardio and strength training, the strength training, when you work out, you're tearing muscles, and then muscles are healing. So in essence, what you're doing, you're doing your cardio workout, you're getting your cardio, you're doing your strength training workout, but while you sleep and those muscles are healing from the strength training workout, that's burning calories and stuff too. So, not only are you getting better muscle tone, but that's also helping to help burn fat as well. So there's a lot of things to it that a lot of people don't think about. And, again, cardio alone, for most people, cardiovascular workouts alone is probably not going to be enough. I do it every day religiously. I do my Schwinn IC4. I do my Stamina DT Plus rower. Check out those videos. But what I miss is, is the strength training. And I've got to get, back in the gym and start doing that really hardcore, because it's a missing component. And, having a great cardio workout every day is fine. But Lieutenant H says, yeah, I got to have different workouts. Yeah, you do. And that's the other thing, things, if you don't mix it up, you can hit what a lot of people refer to as a rut. You just kind of you become bored with the same stuff. So keeping it fresh, something I'll do and that's why I miss strength training, because, sometimes for chest days, I'll be all about the dumbbells. Well, some days I don't want to use dumbbells. I want to do bench press. So I'll do bench press instead. I mean, just kind of mix it up. So, on Monday, I might do dumbbells for my chest workouts. Incline, decline, flat, shoulder press. And then for the Wednesday, if that was a Monday, for Wednesday, I might do the bench press and the shoulder press with barbells instead of dumbbells. Keep it mixed up a little bit. Keep your workouts exciting. Same with cardio. Maybe one day I go for a walk. Maybe another day I go for a hike. Maybe another day I ride my Schwinn IC4. And maybe the other day I do my Stamina DT Plus rower, magnetic resistance rowing machine. So, keep things exciting, and that's not just applicable for working out, but for food, This being a holiday weekend, dude, oh man, I bet we're grilling a bunch of good stuff. I know we are. Lieutenant H says, yeah, I just went on an hour hike. It's funny you did that. I did a 2-hour hike yesterday. Actually 2 hours with the wife and daughter. So that was actually a pretty intense hike for them. And we got some good exercise, got some good fresh air. Fresh air is so important. So important, man. You stay cooped up inside, it's not healthy. Ooh, I smell weed. Somebody drove by smoking a joint, I guess. That's interesting. I mean, it was like strong, dude. Down a main highway, just smoking a joint, I guess. It's crazy. But yeah, so got a lot of cool stuff coming. I'm open for any suggestions. I know y'all have excuse me. Y'all have constant suggestions, and I'm here to, this being an adventure channel, Higher Skies Adventure Channel, I'm here to try to film videos to cater to almost any topic. That's my goal. When you go to Google and you search for whatever, maybe you will find the topic that you're searching for. Maybe it'll land on my page. And, one of those things that came just from today was, anytime there's something that you got to figure out how to do, there's probably value that probably provides values for others. Which all of your cooking videos and outdoors videos, you should keep doing those. Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, those are staying. They're going to continue to, I'll continue to grow more. That's just, that's greenfield content. Content that'll never go out of style. Content that I enjoy being involved with. But, yeah, so, how do you replace a shower head? Yeah, you should be a chef. Yeah, I am a chef. It's how to replace a shower head. I had a shower head that was getting kind of, for lack of a better word, it was just getting janky. It was a janky shower head, man. It was leaking. It didn't have good water pressure. It was gunked up because of, the hard water, and it was just janky. So how do you replace a shower head? That was a question I asked myself. And, it's simple. It can be very simple, assuming you don't have any sort of unforeseen issues. Replacing a shower head, replacing a basic shower head is easy to do. And, that's something I did. And I'm going to be editing that video and posting it. But, just to kind of summarize, first thing you want to do is properly remove the existing shower head. Now, if it was hand tight to begin with, you may be able to remove it without the use of tools. But if it was installed by a professional, they probably used a wrench. So you're probably going to have to use a wrench to take it off. Step 2 is removing any old plumber's tape residue, because that stuff degrades over time, and it just, instead of being kind of an elastic type feel to it, it becomes more of a crumbles in your hand. So it doesn't really provide any value. That plumber's tape is there because what it does is creates a better seal between the shower head and the little pipe that comes out of the wall that the water runs through. So, the first thing I did is remove that old crumbly plumber's tape residue. It's probably been there for 15 years. Then I applied fresh plumber's tape, generously applied it. Then I checked the rear of my new shower head to make sure there weren't any, particles in it or, anything that could degrade the flow of water, and there weren't. So I took that, and then I took the shower head and put it on the shower pipe, the water pipe. And then I turned it on and made sure that there wasn't any water shooting out the rear of the shower head. Only water that was coming out where it should, out of the shower head itself, towards the person or people taking that shower. So it's not that difficult. And, one thing with shower heads to be aware of, a lot of people complain about water pressure. Poor water pressure. Poor water pressure is a problem for a lot of people. And what you may not know, and this was kind of an interesting discovery, is that water pressure that's unacceptable is often not the product of the pressure coming from the street. Not necessarily the product of the pressure coming through your pipes. Because if you've ever been in a house and it's like, well, one sink or one shower seems to have phenomenal water pressure, but the other shower doesn't. What you may not know is that a lot of shower heads, actually I think most all of them now, unfortunately, they contain water flow restrictors. And what a water flow restrictor does is it reduces the gallons per minute, the GPM flow rate. You know, how much volume of water is able to pass through that shower head per minute, how many gallons per minute. And those can radically reduce, you know, people's water bills, because it's reducing the flow rate of water through that shower head. So if you took a shower with a shower head that had a restrictor in it and showered for 10 minutes versus a shower for 10 minutes without a restrictor, you know, you may notice with the restrictor in use, you may notice radically reduced water bills. So, you know, it's a great way to save money. You know, the flip side of that is that if you've got a restrictor in your shower head, you may not have enough water pressure to make yourself clean. So, you know, and again, check your regulations, because a lot of times, you know, those are not allowed to be altered. But in most shower heads, there's a little plastic piece in the back of it. And if you get like a screwdriver and just kind of twist and pull it out, often that'll remove the restrictor and you'll have unrestricted water flow rate. But again, check your local regulations, because that may not be allowed. But yeah, it's shower heads, man. You would never think that a shower head could be such an adventure, but it can be. I mean, most anything, if you analyze it and, you know, obsess over it and post a video, most anything can be converted into an adventure. So that's, you know, again, Irish Guys Adventure Channel, yes. Love to cook. Love to go backpacking. Love to travel. But there's so many things, just like a shower head, so many things like a shower head that can also be an adventure. So, you know, that's what I look for from y'all, the viewers, the subscribers, is, you know, what are the adventures that you're interested in? You know, what is something that you know, there was something, and this was another quick example, and this was probably this was a year or so ago, and it's done really well. But, you know, how to, you know, a lot of times you want to niche down, meaning take something and drill down further. How do you set up Google Wi-Fi? But not how do you set up Google Wi-Fi, but how do you set up Google Wi-Fi to work with AT&T Internet? That video did really well. It was simple. It was step by step. But it was a lot of steps where if people just missed even a portion of a step, that it would fail to function. So there's adventures everywhere. You know, one just needs to proactively prowl for those adventure opportunities. And that's what I do here on Irish Guys Adventure Channel. Independent YouTube channel. And without y'all's support, you know, I couldn't do this. But with your support, this channel will continue to grow. So let's get this channel past 100,000 subscribers within the next few months. Right now, it's right around 82,000. So 100,000 is not too far away. And, you know, encourage everyone you know this holiday weekend while you're cooking out, doing whatever, drinking a beer, drinking a scotch. Encourage them to subscribe. youtube.com/Irish Guy. Most importantly, everyone have a very safe, super safe weekend, because there are, unfortunately, a lot of drunks on the road. So, you know, you don't be a drunk. If you get drunk, just stay at home, man. Don't go anywhere. Don't drive. And, you know, be safe, because, you know, it's a party weekend, man. And, you know, I've gotten too old to party, but I know I used to party a lot on on the holiday weekends. But thanks for your viewership, and y'all be safe. Have a great holiday weekend, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Y'all be safe, and I may have another live show later with some live baby back ribs. That's right, y'all. I am smoking some baby back ribs. Thanks for your viewership. Thanks everyone in the armed forces for your service. And y'all have a wonderful day. See ya.